Hello, namaste. My name is Suzanne Bernert, and today I'm talking to Ankush. I'm very excited about having such a topic like artificial intelligence, what is a huge topic these days. Everybody's talking about it. And I heard him in a Twitter space and got him to join me, what is amazing. Ankush is in the top 10 intelligence influencers, artificial intelligence influencers, and he is the brainchild, the CEO, and the founder of CoRover, what you can see also under his name. Welcome, Ankush. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you so much for having me here.
Very excited to have you because artificial intelligence, everybody's using the term, including me, and I'm not sure I'm using it in the right way because there are different terms for what is happening. So, how would you, to a layman like me, explain artificial intelligence?
I think the one way is don't know about it. Just continue using the products you are using and see whether those products are helping you or not. So if the
Okay,
products are
what
helping,
product? Exactly. What product am I already using?
almost all. Let's start with the software products first, right? I think right now, I think we are using this tool. You yourself said before, starting it, the background, putting the
Yeah.
background. That's also coming with AI. So with AI, it is identifying, hey, which is the real person and which is the background, right? So it's with the computer vision. That's also a subject under artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's still little technical, but if you see about everyone uses Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All right. So now what recommendations are given to you are different than the recommendations given to me, right?
Okay.
So now if you say watch one YouTube video, and most of the
Mhm.
times nowadays we don't type much and search, right? So yes, maybe to start with, we get into something, we search, and after that you would see, hey, I came to YouTube to just watch one video, and now it's 1 hour, 2 hours, I'm watching more videos, right? So now,
Ah.
and they're coming out automatically to us, right? And most of the times we like them,
Mhm.
right? So I have watched one video, and one more video has been recommended by YouTube, and so on. So how the recommendation engine is working? So based on various aspects. So but all those factors are combined into a data set or data model. So which with where AI works and give you the recommendation. Hey, it's you, it's your age, and this is the area where you stay in, and you have liked these kind of videos earlier, you have spent more time in these kind of videos now, and that it's more likelihood like you are going to watch this video, right? So one which I was trying to say, even if you don't know the AI, that's fine, provided so when you know this product is good, I'm using it, I'm getting right recommendation, that's fine. So you are using AI in one way. The second, of course, you want to use AI and to be ahead in your own profession, of course, and there are multiple ways you need to think how do you use AI in any field, almost any field you are in. Third, of course, is like us, right? We use AI for a living, you can say, or achieving our purpose, right? So maybe the purpose can be as large as maybe helping mankind, or it can be as pragmatic and short as making my earnings or making my bread and butter. So we are into third aspect where we use AI as technologists and build products for non-AI guys, and in fact even AI guys as well.
Okay, that would lead towards your company. That what you are providing, you're providing a platform, you're providing a service, right?
Yeah, yeah. So in software, even we provide product, in one way it is a service, right? Because there is no
Okay.
tangible product which we give, right? But in software lingo, there is still a difference of a product and a service, right? So
Okay.
in overall society or mankind, the software product is also a service, but within software industry we have differentiation whether it's a software product or a service. So we do both. One, as you said, we provide platform using which companies create virtual assistants. So what does that mean? Conversational AI, I think now much talked about subject. So conversational AI is a branch of AI. AI, as we know, has been used across. Conversational AI is subset of AI where we use that AI technology, algorithms, data to streamline, to automate conversations, right? So now conversations with whom? So conversation
Mm.
can be with the citizen to the government, citizen government conversation, automated. Is a user, a consumer with a service provider conversation can be automated. uh, and even we have gone to the extent where a patient and doctor is communicating automated, right? So we are not yet there where two humans are doing the conversation automated, because see, I'm not, see, though we use AI, so but
Mhm.
I don't believe we can automate any conversation, right? So no one can replace the power of we meeting face to face, right? Given an opportunity, I'm sure we would have discussed face to face, right? If not, okay, the video call, right? If not a phone call,
Yes.
right? But still, we have to use this automation for many business reasons, and many constraints are reaching to the service provider, especially anytime, and to get the right information immediately we have to use virtual assistant. But yeah, so conversational again is a branch of AI where we automate uh, the conversations between various subjects, various companies, and various individuals.
So that would be I just take this random example like Amazon. First, I'm chatting with a chatbot, and if the chatbot cannot solve the issue, then I'm being
Yeah,
moved
to
on to an agent, and then I'm talking
the,
to a human being.
absolutely. So that's of course one of the examples of conversational AI. But see, one aspect there with Amazon is it automates, right? So you know the refund, the delivery date and all that. It's
Yeah.
more of customer support, right? That's how most of the companies are using virtual assistant for, right? Customer
Yeah, no, I
support.
mean, I have an issue. I have an issue. A parcel hasn't reached. It told me the parcel has reached.
Absolutely.
So I am going through a whole system where I'm telling the chat
Yeah,
bot first which parcel it is, what has happened. I'm writing this whole information, and that chat can't solve it. Then it goes to an agent, and the
absolutely.
agent is maybe benefiting from it because it already has that information. Like it smooths the way over. Is that how I can see it?
That's one aspect. The second is
Hmm.
Amazon probably would be saving some money because not all the conversations would need talking to agent, right? If you know, hey, when is my
Okay.
delivery date? When is the when has the shipping happened or not, or whatever. So you might not go to agent for every conversation, right? So
Hmm.
two benefits. So Amazon probably would save some money not involving human, and
Okay.
you as a consumer and we as a consumer, we get immediate information, right? We don't want to talk to live agent every time, right?
True.
Yeah,
But
and
sometimes
this,
it can be hard to get a live agent these days. Yeah. Sometimes you
yeah,
end up in an endless loop and you can't escape it. You just want to talk to a human being and that button is not available.
see, that's why it's a big opportunity for the company like us, right? So see, there are multiple reasons why that's happening. See, consumers are growing. It's not just the population is growing. If you see in India alone, no, no, Suzanne, first of all, we're very proud and thank you. You are here in India, coming from Germany, and it really, I feel proud. We are able to entice uh, good people come and stay in India. It's not like drain is happening. A lot of good people are going out of India, but good
Also
people
coming
are,
here, yeah. I
yeah,
think a
yeah,
lot of aspirational people are coming in here now, and a lot of people are seeing the opportunity. I mean, I came already in 2005, but I feel like that the status of India has gone up in the world's eye, and a lot of people are seeing this as not as a vanishing post, but as an aspirational post now. Yeah. So.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, and you are an example and is inspiration to many people. So yeah, so now coming back to the subject, where see in India around 1.3, 1.4 billion population. So, and just because of the population growing, it's not like more people are reaching out to their service provider. See, the access of everyone is increasing. So earlier, not everyone used to have means to reach out to the product. Say everyone was using FMCG products, right? Soap or toothpaste, and so did they have means to reach out to the manufacturer, even if there's some feedback or complaint? Probably not. Not everyone was having even the telephone, right? Now literally everyone has
Agree.
feature. Literally everyone
Yeah.
has phone. And around 800 850 million citizens have smartphones, internet, right? So everyone has that accessibility data to reach out to their service provider, right? So now, as I was saying, not just the population, but the reach and accessibility of these consumers towards service provider is increasing. And service providers cannot have so many people in the call center, right, to give them the live access human to talk to them, because it's not even human to have humans to give the answers of this mundane repeated answers, right? So is it good? Say I'm calling someone, say, hey, when I'm getting this product, you say, okay, he'll check the system, he'll say you are getting this product after 3 days. No, it's not a good
Right.
use of human. It's not a good use of human. It's not just saving money. It's not just about getting the right information faster. It's about giving job good work to the person, make use of the creativity and the wisdom a human has, right? So whatever work can be automated must be automated, right? So just
Okay.
for the mankind also. So but yeah, so that's how the consumers are growing, because of the accessibility, and there's an opportunity for the companies like us to automate. And again, you will be very much surprised to know most of us consumers are same, right? So if you pick up a product, maybe a phone, or maybe airlines, any service or product you think of, most of us would like the same thing and dislike the same thing. That means if I have to call the manufacturer or the service provider, most of us, 70% of the people would ask same questions, or would give the
Okay.
same complaint, or would give the same feedback, right? So 70% is same. So then why to have people to respond to those 70% repeated questions or issues again and again, right? So it's
Reminds me of a menial job. It reminds me of a job I had in Berlin long back when I was studying acting. I needed some extra income and I was trying to do a call center job and I was going out of my mind because it was so opposite the like as an actor you try to be creative, you have to open up your emotions, you have to do all of this, and in that call center it was constantly just assuring people and getting abusive letters and getting abusive information. So it was like, oh my god, I couldn't do it, I had to quit very fast. I ran away from that job very fast.
Yeah. And again, we are not saying we have to replace everyone. See, again, I mean, 30%, I think, still people are required to support. And even we have few customers, including, if you know, the Digi Sathis launched by the governor of RBI in India. That's all automated. So you call even the toll free number, or the short code, or the phone number on feature, even using feature phone. You can ask question in, say, 10 languages in India, and you get answers from AI, right? So no human involved, right? So that's just a unique use case. But most of our other customers have around 30% call center folks to fall back, if a bot or virtual assistant is not able to answer, our user is not happy
Some
when
things are
talk.
not, you can't do it, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Not something. See, maybe practically we can do it, but sometimes we need to be empathetic to the consumers, right? So I've not seen virtual assistant yet, which can actually replace the empathy or the emotions which we carry, right? All other stuff is fine, right? Reasoning, cognitive intelligence. I think sometimes the AI systems, not sometimes, most of the times AI systems are smart, because now we have huge computing, multiple parameters are being analyze at the same time. Probably we cannot think multiple things at the same time. So AI systems can, but if it's
That's up to
emotion,
women only, multiple things.
no, I think
Thinking
everyone.
multiple things at the same time is a women's thing. But yeah, definitely hundreds of thought process simultaneously a human being cannot do. And that is going definitely into an area where we can use this, and it should be also safe. That's another one of my questions. Yeah, how safe it is, what kind of guards one should apply, and is are we going to be outrun by the progress of AI? Can governments follow up with the kinds of laws that they need to apply to it? Because I have seen cases where just now, where all these things are happening with artificial intelligence, where people are using it to draft their speeches to present in court, and then the case files don't exist,
Yeah, yeah,
or a child just used it to for an essay, and he made a mistake of not taking out the one line that is was saying this was generated by chatbot number so and so. Yeah, so as everything in life is like this. You drive a car fast, you don't wear a safety belt, you don't pay attention, you're gonna end up dead. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
given. And here it is also that kind of thing where you need guidelines and you need things. But do you think that governments can like be behind it? Because one time they were overrun. They were already overrun one time by the internet and by social media and by privacy laws and that whole thing. So what is your take on that?
Yeah, so this is definitely a good question, and I think again much talked about. Yes, AI is much talked about. Conversational AI is much talked about, and now intellectuals are talking about this, guardrails and safety nets. See, most of the policies are created after the invention or the discovery or the advancement in the society, right? And this is one of the case because it was not a project. Hey, we are doing this 6 months project. We are going to launch a product, and before we launch the product, the policy should be in place, right? So here, all of a sudden, things have happened, and even the creators, not many people were aware how intelligent this product would come, because the way we think, right? So we have a lot of information in our subconscious mind, and sometimes we take decision and say, hey, I have taken this decision, I have no data backing it up, but I just wanted to take this decision, but it was the wonderful decision, right? So
Yeah.
how did we take that decision? So,
Hmm.
right, how did we take that decision? We have taken the decision because we already had wisdom, we already had experience. It's only that it was not just knocking our door or knocking our conscious mind at that time, but the intelligence was already there in called subconscious mind, right? So it's a neural network, and a lot of intelligence is already there. Sometimes we think I want to do this, right? But sometimes we don't have the logic, we cannot articulate the reason, but we know we want to do it. So because there's a lot of data, it's just one mind's data. So now think about all the humankind wisdom which is there in the written form or in the digital form. If that goes to a system, if that goes to a system, and we add the intelligence, right? We call it as deep learning. So it works the
Yeah.
same way, the way neural network works. And the intelligence which comes out of it, it's beyond everyone imagination. It's beyond the imagination of the creator. So in this case, the creator, when I'm saying the creator of that AI system, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right. So now it is there. So now the governments have to catch up. The regulatory regulation authorities have to catch up and build the policies, and they are doing it already. If you see, most of
Yeah,
the
yeah, there
countries.
is a law. There is a
Yeah,
law. The digital law is being postponed by another, what, 2, 3 months because they keep on trying to like,
yeah. So that's more of data policy, right? A
oh,
data
that's
protection
digital.
bill. Yeah. So
Okay.
that is the data. That's more of one aspect of AI, right? About data. But in AI
Mhm.
itself, there are a lot of parameters which have to be taken care, and there There is something called GPAI. I'm not sure why it's not much talked about. GPAI, Global Partnership in Artificial Intelligence. So that is created with multiple countries. I think there are around 20 countries or so who
Mhm.
have created this consortium, and fortunately, India is the council chair of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so most of the developed countries like US, UK, Germany, most of these are part of this GPI, and the only purpose of GPAI is responsible and human centric use of AI systems, right? So
Okay.
it's not just uh, a few people are talking in silos, right? The governments in the countries are talking in tandem. Besides, each country is spending millions of dollars in trying to create the guidelines and safety nets and all that. And I've also written a white paper where I'm talking about, I'm trying to convey this to the authorities. There should be four aspects for the safety. So one is, of course, the data which you mentioned, the data
Mhm.
protection bill. So data privacy. So users should be aware. I think again the user should not wait for the guidelines to come in, right? We have to be responsible.
So,
We should know
so
what data I'm giving, to whom I'm giving, it's
yeah.
trustworthy or not. So the data privacy, though the rules are there, regulations are coming up, but we should be very, very right careful while giving the data and saying I agree. Right? We get hundreds of pages and without reading, we say I agree. Right? So we have to be careful. That's about the data privacy. The second is the for the AI creators, the AI system creators. So they should give full disclosure from where the data has come, right? So it's about right, the complete transparency should be there, because there would be biasness in AI systems, because
Mhm.
AI systems are dependent upon the data. So you are
Yeah.
making the system uh, based on the data which you could collect. So I
Mhm.
might not be able to collect all the data, right?
Mhm.
Getting the data to make the system. So for sure, whatever access I could get, I got the data, and all the outputs are going to come from the data which I have given, and that
Mhm.
answer or outcome is going to be biased to with respect to the data which I have given, right? So I'm not saying we don't have to be biased, because the biasness can come because of the data, but at least give the source, tell the user, hey, this is how the data has been collected, and if there can be biasness in these aspects.
Okay.
And
Okay.
purpose of any AI system should be good, right? I think most of the systems are trying to put that safety net. It should be a good purpose to use. It's not like I should be able to create a bomb, or I should be given a
Yeah, of
strategy
course
how
not.
to attack someone, right? The purpose of any AI system should be good, and the responsible use of data, and the explainability is also very, very important. The explainability is how these algorithms are working, not just the data. Even if you have certain data, so how your algorithms are giving this answer, right? Sometimes you see the list of hotels, they say, hey, you can see the list
Mhm.
of hotels, sort based on price, sort based on reviews, maybe the
Mm.
sort based on the
Mhm.
star rate, but there is
Yeah.
something some recommended, right? So some recommendation from the service provider or the aggregator company. So so what is the logic of this, right? So there should be explainability of the AI outcomes. It's not always easy, but that should be in our um, focus area, to try to explain the algorithms and the outcome as much as possible to the users.
So a lot of people should, from what you told me, I think the government should just go and get people like you onto their advisory board. Are there
Yeah,
people like you on the advisory boards? Are there pulling people in who know this? Because government officials can't know everything. Of course not. They have to bring in technical savvy people for this, right?
absolutely. So India is doing that already. I have been part of many such forums where
Oh.
Honorable Minister himself is present, and where the software companies and the people from academia and the government and from all the sectors, people represent, and then it's just a brainstorming. So it's not like government is
Mhm.
saying, hey, this is the right thing or not, or one company saying. It's the brainstorming, and there are many such sessions have happened, and they have been happening. in India. So
You
I'm
know,
not sure about other companies. I'm countries. I'm sure the others would also be doing, but the India government
that
is
was my
very, very.
next question. That was my next question because you lived in different countries. So it must have been, I don't know which countries, but it must have been every country is having their own system. For example, when COVID happened, we had the app. Yeah, we had the vaccinations. The vaccination certificate was accessible through the app. It was given on email. I could download it and take it with me. I had a barcode and I could just move around like this. My parents in Germany still are having a little booklet, yellow color, that I remember from my childhood, where the vaccination was handwritten in it and stamped because they have a digital protection law that doesn't allow this kind of information to go via email.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm in like I don't even know what to say about that because you cannot stop progress on one hand. And what makes you think that the email that you're sending it to is so fragile that there's no security, that you can't send a simple blood test or a vaccination certificate from your doctor towards the person? Another example, if you fall sick in Germany, let's say you're really sick, you can't go to work, you're lying down, you have a high fever over 100 and you can't go. You go to a doctor who gives you a prescription. You personally have to go and drop that prescription at your job place to make sure that these guys know that you're sick. So I have gone with all my germs everywhere and I spread them around happily. So
Yeah.
because the moment you're giving it to somebody else to give it, it becomes doubtful and you need to give like an explanation. You have to write a letter. I hereby give consent and I'm giving this blah, blah, blah to this person. And this is the relation to the person. And then I find this exhausting. Yeah. And I don't know how much this is helpful because we're not going to move back. We're not going to suddenly just move back. We just keep on going ahead. In countries like Germany, if they keep on doing these kinds of things, they're going to be left behind. Same goes for something like Paytm.
See, I've not stayed in Germany, but yeah, in multiple times just in transit. But I stayed in US, Europe, France, London, Dubai. We see there are different solutions to the same problem, and for authorities, the government, and the companies, I think it's not so difficult nowadays to bring one technology from one country to another. I think, but whenever a new technology has to be applied, a lot of stakeholders are given the demos, right? A lot of meetings happen that I've seen in almost all the countries. They don't just say, "Hey, I want this. I'm the decision maker. I think this technology works very well in India or in the US. Let's launch in our country." Right? So they propose to the society, and then I've seen the society has different ways of looking into the same solution, right? The adaptability of the same solution among the citizens of different countries is different,
Okay.
right? So yeah, so now that's why you'll see the different ways of doing the same thing in different countries. But I think I met the Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian, I think few weeks ago, and to answer your question about so we don't have to go back, right? So yes, there is a risk of the privacy leak or data leak, and so just with that fear, do we have to stop using the technology? Right. So
Yeah.
I like that statement. He said, we are bold and responsible, right? So I would not say, hey, it doesn't matter, send the emails, and the don't worry what happens if even if the data is leaked, but at least the maybe the service provider or doctor in this case would get the results faster, right? I would not say that. I would say, hey, yes, this is required, but at the same time, make sure you have put all this technical and regulatory and process driven regulations in place so that the data does not get leaked, right?
Mm.
So the answer is not just being bold and just do and adopt new technology. Adopt the new technology with the safety net and put all the right brains and all the right products, all the right regulations in place, so that we don't misuse or others don't misuse the adoption of the new
Well, it's
technology.
good. Like if you said there is this, I forgot the where all the countries are working together, because I think this is a
API,
worldwide challenge. This is not a country
absolutely,
challenge. This is not something one country has to handle. The same we all had
absolutely.
to handle COVID. We all have to handle this now and handle it in a responsible way, because the world has become smaller through technology. We have shrunk. I'm talking to you in Bangalore. Later, I'm going to talk to my mom in Germany. I interview somebody who's in New York, Ravi, digital Nagrik, what was also an interesting topic, what just goes. I will link this down because this might be interesting for everybody watches this year about how to be a morally and responsible citizen. I know you because of him, I think. So these things are all becoming more and more connected, and I think it's very nice, great news that I'm surprised I don't know about, and I didn't know that when you were saying that these countries are all 20 are under one roof, are trying to find solutions together, trying to push this onto a global thing. Because see, the whole problem, what is happening with Twitter? Yeah, in one country they're getting sued, in another country they're getting sued, and they're making some statements about this and that, and Twitter files, and Jack Dorsey says something about India, and then everyone's like, "Brr." So,
Absolutely, and I just checked the latest list of members. When this GPAI Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence started in 2020, that time it was 15 members. So now there are 29 members. 29,
ooh,
yeah.
that's
So
great.
when I say members, means countries. There are
Yeah, yeah.
29 countries, and there is a GPAI summit is happening. I think around 12th to 14th of December in New Delhi. Right? It's a
Oh,
global,
cool.
global event, and India is a council chair, and this event is happening in India.
Great.
Mm.
Okay, just to jump to something else. I saw one of your tweets and I have shared it this way because I find this exciting. Languages.
Yeah,
Your artificial intelligence and languages, and that you sat one night from like what 10:30 in the evening until 5 a.m. in the morning and you came up with this model. If I read one of the articles, I hope I got this right.
yeah. So that's very old when we had launched that
Mhm.
uh, chatbot. See, we that time had invented something called CBML, chatbot markup language. So that was in just one language. So that was all about how can we make uh, a conversational flow. To give an example, um, so it was little technical. If you know, there are few languages the way the websites are created, like HTML,
Mhm.
hypertext markup language. So that's about how the website would look like, right? Which would be the bold and headings, and where the image is, what is marquee. So that's a language to create a website, right? So we had
Okay.
created a language to uh, design a chatbot, design a conversational flow, so that anyone who doesn't know technology or language, software language, can actually create the chatbot. So that's what we had invented around 4 to 5 years ago. But that time it was in English. But now we support around 120 languages, and in India we support around 12 languages. And today we got a request from again one of the largest companies. They want two more languages. Now we are trying to work and add two more languages. See, we don't support Assamese and Uriya. So rest all Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Punjabi, um, Malayalam, Gujarati. We support around 12 languages, and now we are adding Uriya and Assamese as well. So
So
again, so
you're
if I
taking people who speak that language who are going to work on that and put that information in, or
no,
how can I
yeah.
imagine this?
So what I think what we are trying to do as a company, right? What we are trying to do, any system. right? Say, so my mother, right? She can speak Hindi very well, and she's talkative. She's very talkative, and but she is not so comfortable logging to a banking system and transfer some money. She still goes to the branch, right? So now she started using Google Pay and all that, but still, if she's still trying to learn how to buy the product, add to cart, how to make the payment, right? And so, and there are some utility companies, so there are a lot of software products. They're not so easy to use. So if you see the Facebook, it's easy to use because people don't have to do much. They just scroll, like, and
Yeah.
probably comment and all that. But when it's about accessing the banking system, where you have to add the pay, you have to transfer, you have to create a demand draft or bank draft, or you have to create a
Yeah.
standing instruction. So those softwares, if you have to use, you need to learn those, right? So what we as a company are trying to do, any software created by anyone, whether it's e-commerce or a banking system or any utility system, so we would come as a layer, so that anyone, so the software can be in English, say, and
Mm-hmm.
and and I'm a user and I don't know, say, English. I just know,
Okay.
say, Kannada or Tamil or Hindi.
Mm.
I would use that system, having our system in between, and say, hey, now in Hindi, I would say कि बताओ मेरा account balance क्या है, so what's my account
Mm.
balance, and we would talk to that system in the language the system understands, in English, say. We get the answer, it's in English. We translate in the language of user choice, in this case Hindi, and we'll give the result back to the user. So in this case,
Wow.
when we say we support 12 languages, so that means anyone who speaks these 12 languages can use any system, right? Even
Okay.
they can use a system developed in Germany, German,
Yeah.
Arabic, or whatever.
That
So
is,
they can use
wow.
in their own language, and that too in the conversational way.
That's
And,
amazing because
and
I've been using Ku for some time and I've been trying to like, and it says you can Ku in all these different languages and I'm always tapping them, but I have no way of knowing if what has been translated is the right thing. So it's just going through the layer. I would not know. It's in Telugu, Kannada, yeah, Orissa. Like I would not know what I have just cooed is okay. That's a little
you can translate
because
back and check sometimes. You can translate that back and sometimes check whether it's correct or not.
I can sometimes see that it is very bang on, and sometimes I can only check how it translates into Hindi
That's
because I can speak Hindi.
See,
So
when, yeah, so I use the translation, but that doesn't mean, see, we don't do the translation part. So if you say, I have a letter in Germany, in German, and do you do the translation to English? No, we will not do that. But we do the little
mhm.
bit of translation to just understand the intent of the user. Right? If user wants to
Okay,
say, buy a ticket, right? We don't have to do 100% translation here. So if someone is
okay,
saying, hey, in IRCTC, Indian Railways is our customer, so people can book a train ticket saying, hey, I want to travel from Bangalore to Delhi day after tomorrow. They can
hmm,
just speak. They can just speak and get the tickets, and within few seconds they can book the train ticket. So even if the user is saying, say, in Hindi, so we just have to understand from where, Bangalore to Delhi, and
okay.
day after tomorrow, and in between whatever user is saying, I probably sometimes might ignore. So we don't do 100% translation, but we do that intent classification. So user wants to buy something, user wants to cancel, user want to change the boarding station or whatever.
Okay.
And if it user wants to book, what user wants to book, it's a train ticket. Okay, when it's a train ticket, then the date has to be involved, and from city and to city has to be involved. So we call them entities. So we do intent classification and entity extraction. So even if the translation is not 100%, so we are fine, because we just look for a few things whatever user is speaking.
I have this line. Please churn out the main meaning of what I uttered.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of finding the intents and entities, the main
Yeah.
meaning
It's
of
like,
it.
okay,
But
this is what I need. I just zero in on
you,
that.
yeah, I think you articulated it right.
It's from a play.
Yeah.
So, what are the challenges that you see for the like? For you personally, what would you like to achieve next? What do you think you would like to do next, because you were so excited about this language thing? Now, what would be something that you would say that would be amazing? I would love to do that.
Yeah, so so whatever I'm going to say, that's not the business specific language. I'll tell you, we are almost overwhelmed with the kind of response which you're getting. So today is holiday. Still, I got calls from the leaders. I realized, I was just talking to my friend and partner. I say, hey, these leaders don't have these holidays and all that. So we were not calling ourselves as leaders for sure, because we are working a lot of work and all that. So all the good people which we admire and aspire. So they don't they're more active and energetic during the holidays, because I think even they don't get disturbed by the others, and they have their me time and think about better aspects. And so we get calls, and so new dimensions where our product can be used. You see, someone called me, said, hey, I have seen your post about the healthcare, and we are building this healthcare system in this country, and can you help us? Which, and we were actually not thinking about the healthcare as industry, right? So we had and yeah, so BCG has taken us and we presented our healthcare solution. We are actually agnostic of which vertical it is. They said, hey, you have good platform, you can use that for healthcare. I said, "Hey, what does that mean?" He said, yeah. He said, yeah. And we said, it's 2 minutes, we can create this solution. And we did that. We created that solution in 2 minutes. And someone has seen that demo and say, hey, we are disrupting the way the healthcare is happening in India, so can you help us? So you see now, what we want to do next. For sure we have the plans and the milestones, but it's going beyond whatever we think, right? So but and that doesn't mean we are digressing from the plans which we have. So all whatever we are getting inbound is multiplying our plans multiple times. Last year also we exceeded on the revenue terms whatever we had planned. So we got 400 inbound leads. Right, we are not able to go sell outbound, because people just call us. If you, whether you think about it, it's BCG or Google or Microsoft or Amazon, or say all big companies. So we are very very fortunate to get a chance to work with these companies. And most of the times, 99% of our customers or the partners have reached out to us. So 99% it's inbound. And yeah, so we have certain
Hmm.
milestones to achieve, but every time we see we are exceeding on that. So maybe we are probably envisioning less. That
You're
can be
getting
one
more.
aspect. Yeah, but we're getting more. But yeah, so I think it's a need of the hour. It's need of the hour, and we are able to contribute to actually help mankind with the technology.
I was in a Twitter space where somebody was saying there will be jobs in the future in the technology realm, in the artificial intelligence realm, jobs that we can't even envision yet. Like they say, we have to get our people ready. We have to get this young generation that is there, this big young population of India, get them ready as much as we can, because we don't know where this will progress to in 20 years, in 25 years. And that's exciting and a little scary. And I find this amazing, Hey, let's get ready. We don't know for what, but let's get ready.
Absolutely. I think you again articulated it right. So, again, we don't know what kind of jobs are there for sure. That's definitely going to be the case. And again, I would not say, hey, whatever new technology is coming, learn, right? So, because we have seen many new technologies came and they were just a fad and they went, right? So, there are many. Think about the metaverse. I think that there was huge buzz around it, but I don't see that's taking practical shape or much. The accelerated buzz around it, right? The metaverse is one of them. So
Yeah,
I would not recommend.
that just passed me. I know about it. And I was like, what is this? And I'm not interested. I'm just like moving on. It was
and
not clicking with
and
me. And I think it didn't click with a lot of people.
and you saying it means a lot, right? So you in your industry, everyone was doing NFTs, right? I was in LA last month, and right? So everyone, uh, NFTs and the blockchain and these tokens, and especially on this artist and more. So I think that that's dying, right? We
I
never
don't
got fascinated.
understand it. Basically, I didn't understand it. It was too abstract for me. I didn't understand that. And another thing that I find a little scary is this not copying. Wait a second. An artist makes an art piece, and then there's a certain intelligence that can not copy that, but completely make a new art piece, but on the lines of that same artist. And then there is this whole discussion about what is happening to the original artists. What is happening to their art? Because if a machine can generate the same piece of art that it looks like it's from that person, but the person didn't make it. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So see, the technology is good, right? So with the
Yeah.
blockchain, create the token, and then it's non-fungible token, and we can transfer from one to another and all that. We know who has created it, and not created from who owns it now, right? In the transfer chain. But again you rightly said. So now, I don't know. So now creating a piece of art, now AI is doing wonders. So maybe, I don't know, I'm still not giving too much weightage to AI, and not so I think still there's a lot of, I think when human creates an art, maybe the more emotional angle can come in. But I'm not sure yet. But I think, again, if I link with you, we don't know where this industry is going. We, even while being in AI, we don't know what kind of new avenues would come in, and where it will settle, right? It will settle, and the society will decide, okay, let's use AI in this and all. See, if I have to eat food, can I program and say you don't eat the food and you'll get the nutritions?
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Right?
Doesn't
So,
work.
see, for the normal chores of our life, I get up and say, hey, you don't brush up, you just write one program, and the teeth would be brushed. You get it? When so there are few things would not go away, right? I get up, I brush and do my normal routine. So yeah, the cooking of the food can probably done by the AI, but I need to eat, right? I need to eat. So still, right? So few basic things are not going away, but still there are a lot of aspects we don't know where this industry is going. But yeah, so there would be job displacements for sure. I think, yeah, let's keep
Yeah, but
reading.
we
Let's
had that. We had that in the Industrial Revolution, and it is bound to happen again. A shift in what is going where. Like some people say, actors will be replaced because they will be like you can make a whole movie without any actor in it. I don't know if that will have any impact then. Like what you said, I think if we take out the emotion
yeah,
out of the art, what the person is emoting and what the other person is giving back, as good as a comic or as a painted movie can be, it can give emotions and everything, but it never touches me because I, as an actor, if I have a certain emotion and I'm emoting fear, I'm emoting love, I'm emoting sadness, it can go through the camera lens and it can reach the audience on the other side. And I
absolutely,
think that is one of the things that you will not, that human touch, you will not be able to take out of the equation at all. That
absolutely.
won't happen.
Absolutely. Now you see the Netflix and all that, so it's good. You see, you can watch probably three movies in a day, right? You watch in
Mhm.
Netflix, and trust me, I don't watch much, but trust. I tried. I have tried watching two three movies in a day, and after a day or two, a week, you will forget which movie was that. Right? There is no impact. And I remember the few movies which I've watched, like Three Idiot, and whatever movies I watched in the cinema. So
Hmm.
that is
And
with
the,
me right now,
yeah,
right? So that
yeah.
has made so much impact, right? So it has gone to the subconscious mind, the emotion, as you said, through camera
Mm,
went to me.
mm,
But it was not just about the story, right? The story can
mm,
be read in the books also, and the same way you can read that in the small screen on mobile also. I see people keep watching movies. It's okay to
mm,
do the time pass and all that, but it's not the real. You don't get much influenced, and that, if it's a positive influence, for sure, it doesn't go beyond. your subconscious mind, right? So I think,
We
yeah.
have
So
this, we just started watching The Irishman again, and again I had the same crip about it because, yes, you're taking the actors and you're making them look younger, like the skin doesn't have any wrinkles, but the body language is that of an older man. The
yes,
body language is not working, the voice is not working, the weight is not working. There's so many things that don't work. Plus, I feel like that face is, yeah, there is emotion happening, but they are micro expressions. They are
okay.
small little things, and that you cannot. I don't think that is possible to do a micro expression that it will. It's talking to your subconscious. You don't even know it's happening. There is so much
Uh,
going on in body language. Like a micro expression would be just this would be a micro expression.
ah,
Who's doing this, like
oh,
small little things that you can interpret, that you can learn. This is like whole courses are being made on this, that, and if this is not coming into a robot or into an artificial intelligence or into an AI actor or into making somebody look younger in front of the camera and then not having these kinds of things happening, that makes it weird. That is the off-putting thing. Because The Irishman is a great movie, but why didn't you take a younger actor to play the
yeah,
younger version?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyways, they may have come a little bit somewhere else, but it is
So
a big
interesting. It's
topic.
yes,
Yeah? It's a
exactly,
huge
exactly.
topic. Another question I have for you: what do you do with people who are like abusing it, who are doing wrong stuff with it, like this? I maybe it's not such a big thing, but what do you do with this lawyer? I think in the UK, who like had the text done by this chat. What is it? Chat GPT? I keep on
That's
forgetting that.
that
Yeah,
GPT.
this chat thing done, and it was quoting cases, names, doc number, date, verdict, everything, and it's fake. It doesn't exist. But what kind of crime did the person commit by using this kind of, okay, maybe not a crime, but what actually happened? Is it a crime? Who is responsible? The lawyer who has given the job or the chat that is saying wrong stuff? How is this even possible?
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about, uh, that disclaimer part, and now the Chat GPT has put the disclaimer, right? So this, to give an example, say small version of neural network, say A related to B, B related to C, then we can create a inference, say A related to C. Say Mahatma Gandhi is the father of nation, okay, and say
Mhm.
father of nation was born on 2nd of October, right? So
Okay.
maybe the father of nation of some other country is born on, say, 3rd of October, maybe. Then it's some question, if you ask a question to this AI system, say, when did Mahatma Gandhi born? Because Mahatma Gandhi is the father of nation, and father of nation, say, born on 2nd of October and 3rd of October. So we can get a wrong answer, say, hey, Mahatma Gandhi was born on 2nd of October instead 3rd of October instead of 2nd of October. So there can be a wrong linkage.
That I can understand. That I can understand. A mix up I can understand. This machine made up stuff.
Yeah, so
These court
yeah,
cases don't exist. The deeds don't exist. The judge is there,
judge
but
should not
everything is,
have
all
bias.
these cases are wrong. They don't
Yeah,
exist.
so they should have
Airline. It was about airline.
okay, so
Airline
they should
suings.
the judge should not have used this as a reference, right? So that's not a reference that this most of this generative AI, they does a lot of hallucination, right? So
Mm.
so the hallucination happens, and you that cannot be a reference point. So I don't know about this exact scenario, but these that's not a referenceable material at all, right? It just
I'm just like, I was flustered. How is it possible? How can a machine make up cases, give a doc number, quote it? And this is not the only case. There are other cases where some information is being attributed to something, and that is not the case. It doesn't
yeah,
exist.
yeah. So as I think now the AI system, I think they work exactly like human, right? But with lot of knowledge. So in
Hmm.
when we dream, so don't we link up multiple things? Hey, I was driving in Bangalore, and when I stopped driving, I came out. I was in London.
Okay.
have you noticed the
Yeah,
wrong
I
linkage
dream
of
a lot.
one story in the
Mm.
dream?
I dream a lot, so yeah, I can relate.
Yeah, so it happens, right? So the same
Mm.
thing, because we have a lot of data about, say, one country and other country, and then we are just creating some story, right? And we link, right? And sometimes happen, okay, I was going by, say, two-wheeler, and now I'm coming out of a four-wheeler. So all of that, because we have all the experiences, and they are just not connected properly. So same thing is happening with
Mm.
AI, because it's
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
data and these links are not created properly, and the weightage, we call them as weights, and there's a lot of, there are different ways of creating those answers. These are actually called as completion algorithms. What does
Mm.
completion algorithm mean? You say, hey, say, um, maybe one sentence, say, um, say east or west, home is the, say, fill in the blanks, home is the best, east, or
Mm-hmm.
there is or any other proverb, say tit for. So if you
Tat.
say
Mm.
that, right, if you say tit for, and the give the, ask the generative AI to give the answer, it'll say tat.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it completes the sentence. How does it complete the sentence? Because it knows lot of sentences. It has all the sentences, so that you give half of it, it knows what would come next, because it has
Mm.
already been fed into the AI system.
Okay.
And is the technical algorithm. Okay. So now we have started using this algorithm to give the answers. So
Mm.
most, so these answers are not grounded answers. These answers are not accurate answers, right? These are actually just statements that should just follow the question statement, right? So, but we started using this as, it gives answers. You ask who is the, I asked recently who is the Prime Minister of India. It says Rishi Kapoor is the Prime Minister of India. So, and then I asked ChatGPT in February, who is the Prime Minister of UK? He said Boris Johnson. As on February 2023, Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister of UK. But now these guys have corrected, say, hey, as on September 2021, Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister of UK.
It's like
So
an
now,
alternative reality.
sorry.
It's like a parallel universe. It's a it's just
So
coexists next to our real one.
yeah, it's
What
not
some say
parallel.
made for it.
Parallel could have given totally different answer, right? But it has given Rishi Kapoor its the right name. If it has started giving the names of the aliens, then probably we would say it's a parallel. It is a
Okay.
jumbling up. It is just giving
Okay.
from this current universe. It's just mixing few words, statements, and giving the answers.
Actually, so that happens when I'm talking to my Google and I say Bluetooth connection and it starts playing Bluetooth songs because it
Ah, yeah, yeah, because
boosts
the same keyword is used somewhere. Yeah. So but now it's up to us to use that. See, but there are a lot of benefits of chat gpt, right? It one way they
up.
are yeah, but we have to use that for good, right? Don't rely on getting the right answer, but it can help you write an email. It can help you improve the statement, or maybe an article. It can create some summary. So it does a lot of good things, but it is not meant to give the right answers of a
Yeah,
particular
but you
question.
have to know how to use it. That means you have to have an art intelligence to use artificial intelligence right.
Yeah, so that's common sense. I know few people started calling it as prompt engineering, but I don't think there is something called engineering. It's just a common, right? I know how to get something from my parents, from my wife, and from my kid, and the kids also know how to get something from parents, right? So it's
Mm.
just a way of asking something, right? So
Yeah.
they mix up something. They say, hey, if they want something, they'll not say they want this, right? They say, hey, you
Mm.
know what, I am facing this problem. If I have something like this, it will help me solve this problem. Would you mind giving me this, right? And the kids
Okay.
say that, right? So
Yeah.
then do they have to learn some engineering to say this? But because why I'm saying this so strongly, because a lot of people have started saying prompt engineering is a new job role which is going to exist. I don't think so, right? It just, as
Mm.
you said, you should just know how to ask that. It's the same thing. You should know how to ask Google, right? It's the same thing, how to ask whatever you want. So, but that doesn't
Hmm.
mean you need to learn a new total skill and which is equivalent to engineering, right? People started calling it as prompt engineering, which I don't think that is required.
Great. This was an amazing chat. We're already in like over 1 hour. Is there anything else you want to add to this? Because I feel like this was a very rounded from all kinds of angles. We had to look at a lot of different topics, and you want to like anything that you want to put at the end
Yeah,
as like a
yeah, yes, Suzanne,
exclamation
we
mark.
spoke. Yeah, we spoke about chat, voice, and all that. We also create video bot. I think one day I'll seek your time and we create a video bot of yourself,
Oh.
and people can talk to you eternally, right? So we can clone your
Oh.
voice, we can clone your video, and so people can ask question, and you yourself would be answering that.
By cloning voice, there is these videos going around where they're warning, they're saying you get a call from, it sounds like your daughter, it sounds like your
Yeah,
son,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
asking for money,
yeah.
where they are advising people to have like a safe word. So tell me the safe word, and then that doesn't work. But there is a human being behind it. So it is again misuse of something that is actually for good use
So
with
of course,
anything.
that's already given, right? So we, the purpose of any AI system should be good. That's anyways a fraud, and that should be stopped. But it can also be
Hmm.
used for good, right? So your fans to talk to you, right? They say, hey, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite movie, what's your favorite holiday spot, and what's your next movie coming up. So even for all of these answers, and even you answer your fans through your the digital twin. So people
Hmm.
can even book a seat in your next show or next movie or something of that sort. So they talk to you,
This was
right?
all, one second, this was all mumbled up. There was some network issue.
Okay, sure. So when the purpose is good, right? So we can use AI. Say we can create your digital twin, and your fans can talk to you, and they can ask, "Hey, what's your favorite food and favorite cuisine and favorite movie and favorite holiday spot? And it's your next movie coming up. And which why did you
Hmm.
like the movie which you want?" And so they can interact with you, right? They can book uh, probably seats in your next show, next movie. And so they are not talking to a call center guy, they're not talking to a ghost voice, they're talking to you. And right, so the purpose here is good, and they are interacting with you, and that too virtually, right? So with your video and voice cloning, and that's not just one way, it's interactive. So yeah, so currently we're doing for the companies, but we'll see if we can talk to you and see if we can do for the celebrities, for their fans to talk to.
It's a, a crazy concept, yeah. It's. I think it will take time to get used to certain things as well, yeah. This is
Absolutely. Yeah.
moving
So
fast, moving fast.
no, but still, you're right. As per Gartner, these digital twins, I think it'll take another 3 to 5 years to come to the mainstream. So currently, people, not even many people are aware, and that's why people are using this and doing this for fraud
Hmm?
activity. So this would come. This would take some time, around 3 to 5 years, and not everyone is aware of this technology, and that's why, as you said,
Hmm.
some frauds are happening. Uh, right, so
Yeah,
they are
because
mimicking.
it sounds like I knew it was just one after the other. First, my parents were saying there is this thing where you get a WhatsApp message where somebody's pretending to be your son, your daughter, and they're saying, we need money immediately, please send, and blah, blah, blah. And from there, it went directly, I think not even a month later, it became somebody's calling with the voice of your
Yeah,
child. And
right.
that's a step ahead where you have to be like, okay, we know about phishing emails, and we know about all these kinds of things. We got a little bit more aware of it. We know about our password needs to be changed. We know a lot of things. This is again a jump
Yeah,
into another
yeah,
realm
yeah,
of possibility, yeah, of abuse, like anything nowadays. It's crazy. Anything good can be used in a bad way.
absolutely, absolutely.
Unfortunately, that's the case. Ankush, thank you so much. This was such an enlightening talk. I was a little bit nervous about it because it's not really, it's this overwhelming topic, and I read the last couple of days, I read a lot of stuff about it, and I didn't know if I will do justice to it, but you were so good in explaining it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for giving your expertise to me and the viewers. And maybe in the future we can meet again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Suzanne. Really means a lot. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed. You asked right question. I could actually, go back to my experience and try to articulate. I hope I could convey the right thing. So yeah, looking forward to meeting you soon. Thank
So
you.
thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you next time on Susanne Talks To.